Welcome to this week's Yep, Yeah, Yes with Tamika and Marissa. Thanks for taking the time off with us, and we are back in action. So, Tamika, how you doing, girl?
I'm good.
You?
Mm-hmm.
How's the cough?
I have had a cold, so I don't know if it's a cough or allergies or anything like that. So I might cough during the show. I no longer apologize for it. I am who I am. If you don't like it, don't subscribe, download, or follow. Just saying.
I want to talk about depression.
Okay.
And I like how you just gave a good title. You got it, I got it, we all got it.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about depression.
Let's talk about
You and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about depression.
I have a question for you. You depressed?
Always. Earlier today, I was like, I need a hug. And you hugged on tighter than mine.
Because I'm depressed.
Right, we all depressed, man.
I need a hug too.
It's the time of the year, too. Like, it's dreary outside.
Yeah.
It doesn't aid in your feeling good about yourself when the weather sucks.
Yeah, that's
and when
true.
the impending cold weather, like, it was cold as hell yesterday.
The impending doom.
The impending doom of fall and winter.
Early
like,
winter.
I'm not a fall person. There's people that love the fall weather.
Mm-hmm. I like the fall.
I don't like it. It just makes me think like, oh my God, the snow is coming. It's cold out. I can't just walk out with just a t-shirt. I have to put a sweater on. And then like yesterday, I'm like walking around. I got caught in the rain. So I got like, I had my vest on with a hood. But what's good is a hood on a vest when you're getting rained on?
Why do I feel like you're about to rap again? That was I feel like it was a good flow.
No.
Question.
Sure.
Do you think addiction has hand in hand with depression?
I think addiction can aid depression in one way or the other. I don't, because I've been depressed and I've gone to therapy for it, but I haven't been addicted to anything. The only thing I always say that I've been addicted to is gambling. But it's not addicted in a sense where I gotta wake up in the morning and go gambling. It's more of like, once I'm there, I just like to play.
Yeah. But do you think that you end up, because you don't, it's not like you gamble once a week. You don't gamble once a month. But
well, I have something to tell you. I do. No, I don't. I do
My
gamble
face
a lot.
dropped a little.
No, I do gamble probably more than most people think I do.
But do you do it coinciding with your highs and lows of depression, you think?
No, I think it's more, I usually do it when I'm in the vicinity of a casino.
Okay,
like, oh, I got $20 on me, let me go stop over there.
Yeah.
And then, you can never go there with $20 unless it's you.
And you also, me?
Yeah.
Me?
You're the only person I know that can go there with $20 and be like, I'm done.
Well, you know what? I have to tell you though. This is a biggie for me. So you know how both my parents used to dip it and do it. They was Rolling Stones. Mom was a wino. Dad had some, dibbled and dabbled in some, drinking drugs. But once my mom left him, for some reason, it was like the sky opened up for him. But whatever. I mean. I just think it's funny.
Here, like, what are we doing?
I think it's funny to say it that way.
Okay.
Remember I lived with my aunt who was depressed and she wasn't mentally healthy.
You're saying it like it was in the past?
Oh yeah. Well, at the time I lived with her, still not mentally healthy.
Not.
Continues to not be mentally healthy. I'm extremely cautious and nervous and self-aware about addiction. So whether it be drugs, whether it be any time I find myself when like, oh, I'm addicted, or I feel the moment of like, oh, this can take over my life, I completely stop. So when I go, it's my addiction is to be in control. I never felt like I was in control growing up.
Right.
So it's part of my control issues.
I can see that. I can see that, but how does that correlate to depression?
Because me not ever feeling, I never feel like I'm in self-control. I feel like my life is going nowhere. I'm unsuccessful in everything I do. And I just feel like that's one of those things where walking in with $20 and telling myself only spend the $20 and that's it. If you lose it, you lose it. If you win, great, walk away. But it's part of my self-control. My little success.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong to go to a casino with $20 and saying this is what I'm gonna play with. I've gone to the casino and said to myself with $100 and say this is what I'm gonna play with. But the problem is, for me going with you, I know that the odds of you turning $20 into an hour-long stay is 0 to none.
I'm a wet blanket. I suck the
but
fun
I'm just
out of
saying,
it.
like, it's like why are we here?
Yeah.
But $20 and you're like, it's not gonna, like, what are we doing here? Like, we could just take the $20 and go to the movies. We're like wasting time.
But it's my also fear of, like, I don't know. I'm scared of a lot of things. I know I always look like a happy-go-lucky little, like, leprechaun, but I'm for real. I'm, like, riddled with tens of thousands of fears. Like, I'm gonna spend too much money. I'm gonna lose too much.
So you shouldn't
like,
go to the casino.
But I like it. I like the slots. I think it's fun to do that. Like, I can spend $200, doing hay rides. We have fairs where, you buy those pop bracelets for everybody to get on the rides. I'll blow $200 there, and that was no fun for me. I stood in the hot sun where I'm allergic to the sun and break out in hives and whatever else. All the food, makes your stomach hurt. I like going to the casino. I just have to, like, prepare myself. Like, I could up it from $20. Like, I got more than 20 to spend.
I don't want to sit here like I'm trying to get you to go to the casino. People that listen, like, I like the casino. I'm just saying,
she's trying to drag me down with her. I know what you mean.
I'm not trying to take anybody to the casino that's only going with $20. Because if I go to the casino, I'm not going there for 20 minutes. I'm going there for an hour minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we're playing, and you decide to play max bet $3. That's what, 5 spins, 6 spins, or for $20.
That's 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And then you sit there and you watch me. It's just not gonna.
But I enjoy watching you. I know you don't like it. You don't like it.
The person gambling doesn't like to be watched.
Yeah.
It's like you're just playing. You watch to see your free spins or whatever. But anyway, I understand what you're saying. I think that at the end of the day, though, it's about, because I'm the same way with you with other things. Like, I would spend $500 at a casino, but I would never spend $500 on a hayride standing there in misery.
Yeah.
But I would spend $500 on someone else, but never spend it on myself.
You don't buy. You could find the best pairs of shoes that hug your feet the right way, help your back, and you're on your feet all day. You know what I mean? You could find, but if I told you my birthday's around the corner and I saw something that's $1,500, you're quick to spend $1,500, but not $500 on yourself.
Right.
It's the oddest.
It's crazy. And that's that's what actually depresses me when I buy something extravagant for myself. Like, I sit in like a bit of a depressed state because I'm like, damn, I could have spent the money on this, that, and the other. You know what I mean?
But you know how, like, like when you look at the, like, symptoms of depression, it's like that self-loathing.
Yeah. With me, it's like I never feel like I'm deserving of enough.
Oh yeah.
I'm the type of person that kind of wants to get. I want praise, but I want real praise, not perfunctory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not able to give it to myself.
Yeah.
Like, everybody needs to be reassured in one way or another.
Yeah.
Some people do it with self-reassurance.
Yeah.
You see people that are, like, butt ugly, and they're like, I am so beautiful. You know what I mean? You're like, really?
Yeah.
But you're, like, looking at them like, wow, I wish I felt that way. Because all of a sudden you start looking at them like, look at Jay-Z. Like, he's not the most handsomest guy in the world.
What does he say? A billionaire can't be ugly?
Right. Look at Biggie. He's like, black, ugly, as ever, whatever.
Stay Gucci down to the socks.
Right. The honeys want him. They're all over him and everything. You know what I mean?
And you ask anybody, like, but you wouldn't understand it. It's between me and him.
Right.
What?
Okay.
All right,
I mean, you have Faith Evans and Lil' Kim. Like, really?
And what's the other girl?
Charlie Baltimore.
Thank you.
But I mean, like, and the people that they ended up with after he passed away looked nothing like. So it's not like he was a type.
No, he wasn't
charmed
a type.
them with his words and his attitude and everything like that. So my point is that sometimes people have something within them to make them feel good about themselves. Yeah. Unfortunately, what I have in me is self-loathing, and it makes me depressed. Like, I always feel. I'm always down. Like, I can have the greatest week ever. Like, you've said to me, you're like, you excited? It's like, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I cannot say I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. There was I encountered someone last week that all they could say that I'm very much looking forward to that. And somebody was like, you're never excited, huh? And they're like, what's to be excited about? It's more bills. Or what's to be excited about? Now I got to do more work.
Can I meet this person?
No.
No. Back and forth, like, oh my God. Oh my God.
No, because then there's me. Like, this depressed, self-loathing, happy-go-lucky little leprechaun where there's, rainbows and butterflies and everything. And whenever somebody's like, you're right? Like, oh my God, yes, everything's fantastic. And they're like,
You don't know this? I'm gonna drop some dime on you.
I'm
gonna put it out in public for the first time.
Okay.
You're always so happy-go-lucky, but I know that it's like a facade.
It is a facade, yeah.
That sometimes when I see you, I'm like looking for track marks. Like this girl got to get high. If you see my eyes, like. Because why she so like she must be doing. I mean, you don't have you barely have a drop of alcohol in your house, so I know you don't drink.
I don't. Yeah, but yeah.
You don't smoke weed. You don't do drugs. You're not shooting up heroin.
No. It has to go with the self-loathing. As sad and depressed as I am, I also feel like I don't deserve to be sad and depressed. So it's like it's the facade. I have to make sure that I always look happy because I don't deserve to not be happy.
But how can you always be that way? How can you be comfortable being that way, knowing that you have children? They see everything, even when you don't think they see. They pick up on energy.
Yeah, I know. And
you're the type of person that how I am in a lot of ways, where you allow stuff to build up and then you outburst, and it's like you're mad over a video game, really?
Yeah, that happened to me yesterday.
But that's not good.
I know it's not good, but listen, everybody needs mental illness and issues, and everybody can't have a happy household, all right? So
yeah, but once you recognize there's an issue, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, but listen, they can't have nobody has a perfect household. If their mom explodes every 2 months over a video game, or she stepped on a Lego, it is what it is.
Nobody said you had to have a perfect happy household. I mean, you can have a happy household and have situations that you encounter that make you the person you are.
Yeah.
But being on you constantly being depressed and how's it going? I'm okay. Like, really? I was just saying how you doing. I wasn't really waiting for a whole, I want you to be honest with me, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Stop laughing.
I don't know what to do.
I want you to always be honest with me, but I don't want you to always just walking around in a deep state of depression. I've told you this for years, that you are not the same person that I met 20 years ago. 20
years and 1 month
ago. You're not the same person. And maybe you are, and you just hid that person from me. You know what I mean? And now you're more vocal with your feelings and stuff like that. But I think, you need help. We don't need, you going crazy at Panera Bread, and then you get restrained, and your kids are like, I just asked for macaroni and cheese.
Oh my God. I know. I feel like I'm 3 days away from that right now. That's so funny that you say that.
What are you doing for self-care?
I don't know. Nothing. I don't know. Nothing.
So...
I don't want to talk about myself anymore.
Well, I'm getting uncomfortable. Look, this is full disclosure. We had not planned to do a show today. It just happened to be a show. But we had nothing planned, but it was Marissa's week to pick a topic. There's a lot of things she could have chose. She chose depression. So, bitch, we getting into it. You picked this topic.
Do you know what happened to me? So we saw each other earlier in the day, right? And I think I've said this before. I got lost at the beach, right? And do you know?
When you were a kid, yeah.
Yeah, I was 4, I think.
Yeah, you have to say when you were a kid, because people are like, bitch, getting lost at 28 or 30, whatever you are.
Anyway, so I was 4, and I was thinking to myself, nobody ever asked me what happened, because I went home with strangers. I went home with other people. I was gone. I lost my dad at the beach.
No, I mean, what happened with the strangers? Did something happen?
They took me home. No, but nobody...
Oh, you said it like you were molested or something.
No, I mean, nobody asked me if I was okay. Nobody asked me what happened.
It's a different time. Think about that. We're talking about 81, 82?
84, 85,
I thought you were 4.
Yeah, 84.
What, are you trying to make yourself younger than you are?
I was born in 79. Do the math.
Right, so 82, 83...
83 or 84. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Why you gotta get an attitude with me? Oh my God. Did I not tell you that I was not good at math?
You are very good at math.
I'm not good. I got a D.
No.
Okay?
You know what you're very good at with math? You're very good at solving intricate equations. The thing is, because it's simple things, your mind works at intricate levels. So when it comes to simple things, you just your mind is like, no, I don't want it, no, thank you, and you
I'm
just
good
kind
at
of like
percentages.
You're extremely
like if somebody
good at
tells
percent.
me how much is, then I can come up with it in a couple of seconds. But 2 + 2 is like, what?
Huh?
No, you caught me off guard. Stop. But anyway, I'm just saying, when you were back, when you think about the early 80s, it's a different time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Today, you're gonna ask. People are more leery. They question and with molestation and all that kind of stuff.
Damn
Back
people.
then, it was just like.
And then my dad didn't even apologize for losing me. I just didn't see him for a long time. I know I didn't see him for a long time, so I really don't know what happened. And oh, you're right.
I'm all right.
You okay? She was taking a sip of her passion tea, and the paper got into her.
But I'm good.
But I don't know. Like nobody's around. All interested parties are no longer around. So I don't know what happened to my dad. My mom. Like I never asked her after.
Why didn't you ask her?
Like why?
Years later.
I don't know. It was just never brought. I guess. Yeah, my mom has this way of like telling me to shut the fuck up without telling me to shut the fuck up.
Okay.
You remember that? You know how like if she didn't want to talk.
She gave you a look.
Yeah.
A look that your daughter now has.
Oh, I know. She did that to me before, and I shut the fuck up. By the way, so she like if you brought up something that she didn't want to talk about it, she just either gave you a look or was like, well, those are your issues, not mine. Like she wasn't responsible.
So you didn't
for all
feel
that.
Comfortable talking to her.
Yeah.
Do you think that aids in your depression and your inability to have a real conversation with someone?
About feelings?
Just not even about feelings, just about, when I say feelings, not like deep inside, I wish I could be.
Yeah.
I'm talking about feelings and like, you hurt me because of.
Yes.
Or I don't want to do this because of.
Yes, absolutely.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'm feeling uncomfortable.
Are you going to make this? That's my line. Are you going to pass this on to your children?
I hope not. I make them talk to me. I'm so hyper aware of that whenever I see something, like whenever they feel an emotion, I ask them to share it with me. And when they're like, I don't know what I'm feeling, and I'm like, I understand that, but let's talk about it, because the only way for you to understand what you're feeling, just let's use words. Let's just figure it out. Let's talk about it together. And sometimes it'll take them a while, but I feel sad because. So I'm trying to do better with them. But as far as working on myself, I don't have time for that.
You have time for it.
I'm feeling
Why don't we not
uncomfortable.
do the podcast anymore and you work on yourself for an hour a week?
Really?
Yeah.
Tamika, stop. You're making me sad.
Why am I making you sad?
Because that makes me sad. I like
your
this
self-care
podcast.
is more important than anything else.
This is my self-care.
No, it's not. You just said I have no time to work on myself.
I'm not making time to work on myself.
No, you said I have no time.
Oh,
Don't
whatever.
change your verbiage all of a sudden now
all right.
to fit whatever narrative to play. You
What?
know what I'm saying?
No.
No, I know. Neither do I.
Shut up. We're still doing the podcast. Anyway, let's talk about you now.
We've been talking about me. Like
No, you
there's nothing
haven't.
to talk about.
You've been deflecting. You've been trying to do my ninja moves.
Because you don't. One thing I noticed on the podcast when I listened to it, I monopolized the conversation because I'm uncomfortable with dead air. Okay. And you might be getting a thought together, and so I'm filling it with air.
Yeah.
And I can't. I can't get it.
It irks you. It irks you when I'm getting my thoughts together. You are completely irked.
Yes, I can't.
And then it makes me nervous, and I'm like, she's staring at me. She's getting madder. Hurry up and think. I don't know what to think.
I can't take it. I can't
madder.
take the dead air. And so it ends up when I'm like talking 75% of the time on the show.
It's you know when we go to eat and I'm always like and Christopher does there's somebody
I can't take it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll just get to whatever. Come back to her later.
And I'm like, oh my god, hurry up.
Because the person comes twice.
I know, but they don't always come twice.
No. Well, usually when they come the first time, when me and you were together, I said,
they get a drink.
Get the menu and come back.
We get a drink.
They come back and you're like, oh, wait a sec. Because how many times do I tell you like pick you like, oh, I gotta tell you something. I got
And you're
this
like,
good.
pick your food first.
Right.
Okay.
Because I know how you are, so I'm making adjustments to accommodate your life
Oh
as
my
usual.
God. I feel so undeserving of the accommodation.
Whatever.
Oh my lord, that is so funny.
I'm just saying though, at the end of the day,
You can't stand dead air.
I can't.
And order quicker.
Order quicker. Stop procrastinating. Say what you gotta say.
Procrastinate.
Stop with the chewing of the lip and trying to figure out what your thoughts come. That's why how many times I'm like, get off your phone, and you're like, I'm looking at my notes. It's dead air. Like, look at your phone and still say what you're saying. Anyway, so depression. No, but I actually went to therapy for depression, as you know, for years.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I went, the very first time I ever went to a therapist, a real therapist, was when I was in college. This was in 93 or so. And it was like something that happened back at home. And I went to the therapist, and I walked in the room, and it was my appointment on college campus. She stood up behind the desk. She's like, I came in the room, and as soon as I walked in, I saw her face, and I started bawling, crying.
Oh.
Like, I didn't get on the couch or nothing.
Right.
She stood up, and she came over, and she hugged me. And I don't remember talking to her. I just remember crying the entire time, and I never went back. Like, I made an appointment because I was so embarrassed.
Oh, no.
It was like the worst experience. Like, yeah, I was so embarrassed. I never went back. I avoided her. If I saw her on campus, I'm like, let me make a left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just never saw her again. I never went back. She never reached out to me. Obviously, this is before, like, cell phones were, like, on and popping. I was one of the few people in my friends that got a cell phone early, but I never used it because it was, like, too expensive.
Yeah.
It was like $200. I had no money.
$5 a minute.
Yeah, I was like, I'll call my mom if I need an emergency, you know?
Yeah.
Big old Nokia phone with the wire you pull out. Anyway, I still have it too.
Zach Morris.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, and then the second time I went was years later when I moved back to New York, and I went to. This is the funny thing because people come in your life for different reasons. So I went to this therapist, and I don't remember what facilitated my visit, but I was going to him for a few weeks. Every time I went, he would tell me about his life. Like, I never talked about myself. He was like, yeah, I took the kids to Disney. And
Was he paying you?
no, I'm just sitting there. I was like, oh, this is how therapy's supposed to go? Because this was my real official therapy. Because the other woman, I just cried. This guy, I'm like, okay, so I guess he makes me feel better by telling me about his life. It was like weird. But the good thing about him was that he's the reason why I got my lawyer that ended up being your lawyer.
Oh, right.
So,
and we both won.
Right, exactly. Holler.
Hey.
But I
haven't gotten paid though, but whatever.
Yeah, well, I did and I blew it. Giving all my money to everybody and their mother,
Because you have self-loathing.
I gave so much money away.
You never feel like you deserve anything.
I gave so much money away. I can't even tell you.
Don't tell me, please, ever. I don't want to know.
Anyway, so you think I would have paid off my car? But it was like
you never feel like you didn't feel like you deserved it.
I gave so much money away. Anyway, so I feel like that was the catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
He was the catalyst for that.
Right.
My third and final therapist was the one I went to I stopped seeing her a couple of years ago when I lost my insurance when I worked in dental. I went to her. Do you want to see? You sure?
Yeah.
What was the crying? It sounded like they were crying.
Ain't nobody crying.
Okay.
So you lost your insurance?
Am I recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
I thought I paused it. But I think I was just recording what I just said.
Can you finish the story?
So
you lost your insurance.
It's too depressing.
No, stop it. That's what the topic is.
Okay, no. So I stopped going to her because I lost my insurance.
Right.
But anyway, when I went, the thing that facilitated my visits to her was my grandmother dying. And,
yeah.
At the time, I just felt like there was the weight of the world on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Not that it necessarily was, but that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Like I had to be everything for everyone. nobody was there for me the way I needed to be there for. You know what I mean?
I just remember at that time too, like the verbiage to you, that you have the responsibility to care for, X, Y, and Z. That you have to be the one to care for them.
Right.
And that's a lot to put on somebody, because you lost someone too.
Yeah, but I mean, and it's like guilt too, because you can't compare grief.
No.
You know, like what one person feels, another might not feel the same way. The only problem was that I didn't feel the comfort that I feel I needed to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
You know, we all deal with it our own way. But for me, it was like, I need to go to therapy because I'm just so sad. I've never been that sad in my entire life, ever.
Yeah.
I mean, when my other grandmother died, she was dying.
Yeah.
My grandmother, Rebecca, when she died, she had cancer. She slowly died. Okay.
Yeah.
My grandmother, Blanche, it was massive heart attack. You know,
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Like, and she had just gone to the doctor and got a full checkup, good health and everything. So, but so it's like one of those things where that's why I believe that we are all depressed in our own way. We have bouts of depression. If you don't, then you're not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just about how you deal with it. Did I want to go out and shoot up a movie theater? No. You know?
God, yeah.
No, but those people are depressed too in their own way.
Yeah.
Mentally ill, mental illness, whatever. But it's about how you deal with that. You might have bad thoughts. Like, I've been driving and I've had bad thoughts. I've actually visibly cried while I'm driving thinking about my mother's death. And she's here. You know, and thinking about what it feels like, the call. Where am I going to be? Like, the whole thing. It's like, what am I doing?
Isn't that's what scares... I find that very scary. Like, it happened to me when I just had the kid. It happened to me before. But, like, lately, it happened to me when I just had my kids, and now it's been happening again where I can visualize their demise. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just like, every time the phone rings, I'm like, oh, okay, so that's the police officer telling me that my family's gone. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I have, like, these... Or, like... I don't know if it's raining, and I'm like, well, at least we're all in the car together if we're all going to go together. But nope, I'll be the one to live, all fucked up and shit, and everybody's dead. And, like, I don't know. It's. I
think it's normal, though. There's other people that have those feelings.
It
has to be normal.
Yeah.
You know, I had a conversation with I don't remember, years ago, I had a conversation with somebody, and they were saying that they also imagine different things, and then you're going to shake your head and be like, oh, no, it's not, you know. Pinch yourself, whatever. Yeah. It's like an active imagination.
Yeah.
The problem is when you act on it.
Oh yeah, I have no like desire to ever hurt anyone,
right,
or myself.
But even when I say act on it, where you shield your kids from the world.
Oh yeah, I know I can't do that.
Then there's people that barricade you think about like hoarders.
Yeah.
They barricade everything stays in the house.
Yeah.
You know, because they're afraid of loss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so as long as you don't go to those extremes, and if you feel that you are, you talk to a therapist. I still think you should go to a therapist regardless, because you want to make sure there are things within you today that are not 100% okay.
Yeah.
Where when we talked about earlier, with being able to express yourself and stand up for yourself, speak out for yourself, allowing others to walk all over you. That's not good.
Yeah.
You know? And at the end of the day, you feel shitty about yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Dead silence.
I'm getting I'm crying on the inside. I want to talk to you about. Hold up. So I was just looking at this list of things that you might experience for depression.
Okay.
Anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Apathy. General discontent. Guilt. Hopelessness. Loss of interest in pleasure in activities. Mood swings or sadness.
Okay. So that's Monday. What do they have for Tuesday?
Early awakening, excess sleepiness, insomnia or restless sleep.
Wednesday.
Excessive hunger, fatigue, loss of appetite, restlessness.
And what about Thursday?
Agitation, excessive crying, irritability, or social isolation.
Where do we get at Friday?
Lack of concentration, slowness in activity, thoughts of suicide.
And then
Saturday is...
What is a weekend?
Weight gain or weight loss.
Okay.
And then on Sunday, the day of the Lord, poor appetite, repeatedly going over thoughts.
This is not really a weak thing, right? I was just joking.
No, it just says people may experience mood, sleep, whole body, behavioral.
But I added the days of the, like, that's not real.
Yeah, but like that's the typical Monday. Like,
right.
But let's be real.
Right.
Like that is the typical Tuesday. Let's be real.
Do you think you feel any of that stuff?
Oh my God. Yeah, like you said, it's a typical Monday, typical Tuesday, typical Wednesday. I will say this: poor appetite. I don't have that. Slowness in activity.
Don't think you have a poor appetite?
No, I think I eat constantly.
I don't think poor appetite means that you eat a lot. Or eat little.
Oh.
It's about what you eat. It's poor. Your appetite is not good.
No, I have started to make concerted efforts to change what I'm putting in my mouth, though.
And the times a day.
Yeah. So I have.
You have a good appetite.
Mama lost a few pounds here and there.
I'm not talking about. I don't think it has anything to do with weight. Or pounds.
No, I'm cognizant of what I'm eating now.
Okay.
So as a result of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I will say, the sleep stuff. Either I sleep too much or too little, and when I wake up, I'm constantly tired.
Maybe you don't sleep through the night. Do your kids still run in the room?
No, not really.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's really good.
I know. Another one. I don't think I'm agitated. I don't have excessive crying, but I think I socially isolate myself, and I'm irritable. The way I socially isolate myself is I'm overly friendly. I like to say hello and have those 5 minutes, and then I walk away. Mm-hmm. Don't talk to me anymore. Don't ask me no more questions.
Right.
I'm gonna sit over here, float around. But I think I'm irritable, but I try not to show it. I feel like people do and say things that are so offensive, and I don't understand why it's okay to say things. Like, I'm nothing about me or any conversation. And this is another thing where I feel like the whole, like, clearly what I say has no bearing. Like, you didn't hear anything I said because nothing about me has ever said it's okay for you to say those things. And why people feel comfortable to talk to me like that is completely, I just don't get it.
Because you have such a great sunny disposition that people think, when you have a sunny disposition the way that you do, I think people can think a number of things. They can think that they can walk and say whatever they want to say because you're just so bubbly. You don't like everything. You brush it off your shoulders. That you guys are so cool that you think alike. Because you're very much. I've said this to you before, where you will not reprimand or tell somebody what they did was wrong in the moment. You'll make a comment, but it's like if that person don't know your humor or your wittiness,
they won't understand. Oh, you're right.
So it's like, huh? And like, they laugh.
Yeah.
But unless you are clear with it, that offends me. Please do not talk that way in front of me. You can't get more clearer than that.
Yeah.
Saying like I'm game for it too. I'll be like, that ain't right. But it's like,
is she joking? Is she not? Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's just something to think about.
Yeah, I was at Stop and Shop, and the gentleman behind me at the checkout thing, like, I was getting my coupons. Like, I like to do, when you, because my biggest pet peeve, and I blame this for you. When they pack my groceries, you're like the expert bagger for everything. You pack like a ninja. You can bag a grocery bag like what do you call, like, what's a master ninja? Whatever, one of them. So I like to scan and bag my own. And the guy behind me, I'm like, oh, my coupons didn't come out because Mama needs her coupons. And he's like talking to me, whatever. Like, oh yeah, all these machines. And then he said something about like maybe they stopped taking the stuff out because every time when the Spanish people come around, they just take all the coupons and they shop that way. And I'm just looking at him like, bro, I'm Puerto Rican. Like, what the fuck is wrong? First of all, who cares if somebody takes coupons that were left behind? They were left behind. Like, I just don't understand. Remember, I just don't understand what that has to do with race. And if somebody's trying to save 50 cents on it, like, who the fuck is you, Rockefeller?
I know. People just have a preconceived idea about other people. And unfortunately, those preconceived ideas can lead to very bad circumstances. Individual, group, and beyond. You know what I mean? Like what you experience can lead to something like that.
Yeah.
Where you're looking at the person like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But did you say anything to him? Or you just like shook your head like, that's not cool?
I think my whole body just looked at him because like I had no idea how one correlated with the other. I just looked at him with confusion, and I just left. Like I couldn't even talk anymore. I just left.
Right.
But
I mean, I'm not saying it's your responsibility
No.
to speak up and speak out. I'm not
Right.
saying that. But what I'm saying in terms of you as an individual, when you think about how people perceive you, it's because of what you don't say and what you do say.
Yeah.
And that goes with anybody.
It just bothers me though.
I know, but only you can change that.
Talking about what we can change, I want to transition to
That's trending.
I want to talk about Serena Williams
Okay.
and her social responsibility.
Well, if you really want, I thought it was like more like sexual harassment. Or is it just Serena? You want to just focus on...
No. I want to talk about her, and I want to talk about Les Moonves.
Okay.
Right? Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
I want to talk about Serena, how it's a gender bias.
Okay.
Right? How with her, we're talking about, so an Australian newspaper did a cartoonish version of what happened. The gentleman's name is Knight. His last name is Knight.
Mark Knight, I think.
Yeah. And his depiction of a cartoon was just, I don't even want to describe it. You're going to have to Google that yourself.
Well, I'll post it with this clip.
But then the way they perceived her opponent was, first of all, not even what she looks like. And it's just disgusting and cartoonish, and it completely mocks everything that she was trying to do.
What do you, it's funny that you bring up the opponent who's supposed to be Naomi Osaka.
Right.
I assume that's who because it just came out. So
right.
You can assume that it's supposed to be Naomi Osaka. He can pretend that it's another, one of the German
right.
or Russian
Scandinavian,
or
whatever
tennis players that she played.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the way that he depicted Serena,
right.
You're led to believe that it's the last US
and
Open.
Also that's what she was wearing.
But she wears that every match.
This exact outfit?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought she had a different leotard, but the same tutu.
Like it went. Some of them were like she switched it. Black one day, blue. Like but it was the same. Like she had the black one like 3 times.
Okay.
During the Open.
But she had the one arm with the brown on this match that I'm talking about with.
But no, but I'm saying it's that same outfit.
Mm-hmm.
She's worn the exact same outfit during the match. But
Got it.
So you can't. That's why I'm saying. He can get out of it by saying that's not Naomi Osaka.
Okay.
So that's why I choose not to focus on
her. We're going to focus on Serena.
Right. And we're saying that this has to be that match because of the anger that he's showing Serena with the broken racket, so on and so forth.
And a pacifier on the floor.
Right. And the black exploitation image that is the most racist, undignified, and symbolic of where our country is right now is very disheartening. So
Puerto Ricans, we have a mamaine, which is what's the lady? She's the Puerto Rican version. She does the coffee, but mamaine is it more endeared. She has the handkerchief.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Jemima.
Okay.
She looks like an Aunt Jemima, but a little bit more plump.
Okay.
And shorter. So like the blaxploitation. So I've always loved movies. So I watched blaxploitation movies without understanding that that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was just movies that I liked, and like I don't know. Anyway, so as I got older and understood more, the verbiage of mamaine was never negative.
Okay.
But then when you look at Aunt Jemima, and then you heard I didn't really get into the thick of slurs until I moved to Long Island, and when somebody called another person an Aunt Jemima, it was so negative.
Mm-hmm.
It was so I couldn't understand how could you do that?
Right.
So when you look at the blaxploitation of this editorial, this cartoon,
say racist. Let's call it what it is.
I mean, I can't fathom how anyone has the audacity to do something like this. And then with the history, the deep-seated root racism of Australia with the Aboriginals, when they used to steal Aboriginal children that were mixed and give them to quote-unquote white families to raise. Like, you couldn't even have your own child. I just don't understand how you, in this day and age, can look at that and publish this and think it's okay.
This is what I said this is the way America has become. I mean, he's not American.
No.
I don't, so it's like, it's hurtful. I look at it and I'm like, wow, okay. So no matter how great she is, how awesome she is, how much philanthropy she gives, how much she does for the world.
For women.
This particular person has reduced her to a disgusting racist figure.
What was the cartoon? I don't even want to talk about the cartoon. From I think it was like the 1920s, but it doesn't even matter. But I also want to talk about. Let's talk about now the sexist connotations when it came to this match.
The match, okay.
So let's talk about. I want to talk about. So when Serena was explaining how she was fined for coaching.
Right.
And her repercussion, and so now first of all, let's look at this on a chemical level. You're talking about athletes at the height and in the middle of a match. Now your chemicals in your brain and your body are at its peak. You're talking about athletes who are pushing their bodies. When you push your body, there's a chemical reaction that happens to your brain.
Right.
So the way she communicated her frustration was, in my opinion, not inappropriate.
Okay.
From the 80s, because female, other than Billie Jean King, from the 80s, you didn't really hear about female tennis.
Right.
Now, good luck. I don't even know a guy's name, right? So from the 80s, you had what's his face,
Sampras and
God.
We mentioned him the other week.
You had two gentlemen that were consistently,
Tatum O'Neal's ex-husband.
You had gentlemen consistently showing anger and being completely inappropriate.
Right.
Completely inappropriate. Not fined. They were gentlemen that were showing their anger.
Right.
Showing
their frustration.
Showing their frustration. But you look at her and the way they spoke about her, which she did less of what they ever did.
Yep. Didn't use any foul language.
Did not.
But we don't even have to compare it to back then. Compare it to the tennis players of today, like Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Pete Sampras. Like there's athletes today that are playing in the U.S. Open today. Well, not today, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And they have said far worse. They've been coached, all of that, and it's like, I don't understand. And
then why was she fined a point? Was it because of the
first thing that happened was that he said that she was being coached by her coach. The coach was in his seat and he was doing the coaching moves, but he was doing it to himself. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
she wasn't staring off at him. Yeah.
Right. It's like if you're like at a football game and you're pretending to throw the ball.
But this is
she wasn't even watching him.
No, and then on top of that, like, think about your chemical responses. Okay, so if you're riding a bike, I'm supposed to just stop riding a bike?
Right.
Like, I'm supposed to sit on this bike and move it, but not ride it? So, yeah, her coach is sitting there doing his moves, which they all do.
Right, 100% They all do.
All coaches do this. Do the players stare at their coach during a match? You're going to tell me Serena Williams, even her, and Venus, you're going to tell me...
She broke her neck to look back at him?
No, it's not even close. The way these two women perform, good luck.
So that... The coach, the umpire said he called her on it, and that's the first time she's like, I'm not cheating. She's like, he put his thumbs up. Right. She's like, I wasn't even looking at, like, what are you talking about? I'm not a cheater, or my daughter, whatever.
Right.
She went into, and so she explained later that after she explained that to him, everything seemed cool. Okay. He didn't give a no warning, no nothing.
Right.
Everything was like squashed, and she went back to playing. And then she missed the point, and she smashed her racket. When you smash your racket, that should be the first warning. He took that as the second warning and deducted her a point. And so she was like, what are you doing? So that's why she went back to talking about the original. And she's saying the racket should be a warning, not a point. Then she's still, like, after each thing, she's still pissed. She's like, bro, like, what are you doing? And then because she called him a thief, he deducted her an entire game.
Ugh.
And so now, so if the thing is, I don't remember what the score was, but say Osaka say it was 2-2.
Right.
Now, because of that, now it's Osaka 3-2, and Serena's also down a point.
Oh my gosh.
So, who knows if Serena would have came back and won. Osaka played incredibly well. She was really good at what she was doing.
Not trying to take anything away from her, but we don't know what the real outcome would have been.
And the thing is, now you've got Serena rattled. And all she can think about is the fact that he's calling her a cheater.
Right.
And that can change the genetic makeup of a person.
Right.
Whatever not the genetic makeup, but that can the
something that this woman has never had to deal with before.
No, she has. That's the problem.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's been drug tested more than any
other athlete, but see, and that's the thing.
She's been called, and that's their way of calling her a cheater,
right?
Because they don't want to believe that she's that good.
But you're telling me, I just don't understand how. Who's the guy? Who's the guy? I don't want to bring his name up, but Livestrong.
Oh, Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong. Was he, in his athletic career, was he drug tested in the same levels as she was?
What do you mean?
So was he, like, it came out that he was using performance enhancing drugs.
What he was doing was, he wasn't using performance enhancing. He was blood switching.
Oh my god.
So it's like blood transfusions.
Okay.
It's like weird. It's like some otherworldly shit. Like, he basically, say, taking the blood from somebody healthy and having it injected, and now you're like, you're filled. You know what I mean? You're having your blood drained, having other blood pumped into your body. It's like a transfusion, illegal kind of weird shit that he was doing.
I don't even want to go. I don't even know why I brought that up. I thought it was something simple, like he was just taking a bunch of drugs. And
No. He was on a whole nother, like. Yeah.
He's on a new level.
That's why he's banned the way he was banned. It's not just a ban.
No, he was like taking out of history.
Yeah, if you take PEDs, you're like banned for the next tournament.
Oh my word.
But he did it to a whole nother level where it was like blood transfusion, injections, fake names, all kinds of stuff.
So how do you think, so when you talk about the Williams sisters, I just can't even imagine. And not only that, what else do they have to do in their life to be just like, look at them equal? Just
they're not gonna. They don't. There has to be, in our society shows us there has to be the sacrificial lambs, and they are them.
They are them. But like she said at her press briefing, if I have to do it to make it easier for someone else, I'll do that. She's strong enough to deal with it.
Right.
Yeah, thankfully.
And she knows that she's gotten where she has gotten because of hard work and determination. And the next girl won't have to deal with it. The next female.
I think about that interview with her sister and the dad. I think she was like 13 or 12, whatever. Mm-hmm. And the reporter. I love that clip where the reporter's like, "Can you beat such and such?" And she's like, "Yeah." And like, "Really? You can beat such and such?" Like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Don't take her confidence away. If she told you, then that's what it is. You're not gonna tear her down. That's a child." And it's like, oh shoot.
It makes you think about, like, we were talking about depression earlier. Shit like that depresses me because, like, why my dad never did that?
I was just about to say that. Where are my parents at when I needed? But it's like, but it's those moments like that when you know, like, you're gonna turn around to your family. Your family's gonna be like, "Keep it up, bitch.
Right.
Yes, this is what you're meant to do. We made you strong enough for this."
Yeah.
Somebody to go to bat for you like that.
Exactly.
Oh.
But that's one of the things with being a woman. Like, there's so many men that don't even realize how much they try to tear us down. It's like they don't even realize it because it's like speaking up. You know how many guys that I've had a conversation with and they're so disgusted by the Me Too movement?
Oh.
Like, you mention it, they're like, "Oh, we can't even do this." Like, why do you want to? Why do you want to?
But why wouldn't you want to?
No, but I'm saying, like, guys saying that they can't do certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't compliment a woman. Like, women don't want to always be complimented. I don't want to walk down the street and somebody whistling at me and saying, "Hey, baby."
Do you know, I'm so glad you brought that up, because this is going to bring us into the Les Moonves thing. But before we get there, I want to talk. So I'm raising two men. I'm raising two gentlemen. And I had a conversation with them about, like, okay, when you have a honey, like, you know, when you shoot your shot, sometimes you get, you know, but I was like, hey, when they tell you that they want to be your friend, what do you do? And they're like, they're really little. But if I don't start now, when do you start? I want to make sure that their brain is focused in a certain way. And I do the same exact with my daughter. Okay, because it is not okay to treat her a certain way either.
Right.
So I say to them, so what happens if somebody tells you that they're not interested? I was like, do you keep trying? Or do you respect what they're saying because they gave you an answer and you leave them alone? And they're like thinking about it, and they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, they gave you an answer. You respect what they said, and you leave them alone. And they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, of course. Why would you keep... If somebody said no, then that's it.
Right.
And I want my daughter to hear this verbiage, too, because when you tell somebody no, and they keep... No, that is not okay.
It's the end. That's the end.
That's
it. It ends there.
It ends there. I don't have to give you a reason.
But it also has to be with the, like... teaching her specifically, not because other guys will not going to learn the same lesson.
Yes.
Teaching them about not giving mixed signals.
Right.
Don't do the no, yes.
Right. Correct.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it sounds real messed up, but you have to be thinking about the children that are not being taught.
Right.
Your kids are being taught.
I feel like she's too young to understand that message. But if I start with the respect, when your no means no and your yes means yes.
Right.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Right.
And that's something I say to them all the time. When you say no, it is no.
Right.
When you say yes, there's no. Nobody needs to come back and convince you. It is what it is.
Do you think Les Moonves learned that?
I think he did not. And you know what? I still don't think he did, because he walked away with $800 million.
Oh, they said how much they
According
released
to Forbes, 3 hours ago, he walks away from CBS with an $800 million fortune. And he still ain't going to learn.
No. Wow.
$800 million. I wouldn't learn shit either.
And he's
I grab him by the pussy too. $800 million? Oh my gosh.
Just side note, because Marissa said 3 hours ago, this is being pre-taped.
Oh. Sorry.
My bad.
My bad. Whoopsie.
Damn, but I think somebody mentioned the other day, I think it might have been Joy Behar. She's like, where do these guys get the balls to think that I'm coming in for an interview and now you want to disrobe and be like, touch my balls? Like, what the hell?
I have no idea.
Like, what kind of mentality do you have that you think that is appropriate behavior?
I have no idea. Do you think his wife knew about his behavior?
I don't know how a wife can. I mean, you're a wife, so you tell me.
I think you know when your spouse is a creep.
You feel something.
Yeah, you know. But not only that, how did he get you?
Right.
My dude is very...
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dude is just not like that. He doesn't... He has a disgusting fresh mind, yes, but that's like in his mind.
Right.
He doesn't do the disgusting fresh with other women.
Right.
And
I've never seen him act that kind of way.
But that's also not how he got me.
Right.
And that's not... that's just...
Let's not talk about how he got you.
Oh, shut up.
How he got you, boo.
Shut up.
One night in March.
Stop! I'm getting
13 years ago.
Shut up! but think about, and homegirl trying to get a job. So how did he get you? And that's how he's gonna get other girls. You have to think about that. A dude, it doesn't just come out one day and respect you, and then I think guys have, and you and I have met that
power
guy.
Too.
You and I have met very powerful people, and they're straight out the gate. I'm married, but I still need you to jiggle my balls.
Yeah.
But when you're like, excuse me, oh, all right, and then move on to the next one because they know you're not about that life. So
but the thing about with Les Moonves is that he used his power, from what it seems, to assert his will. When you think about that whole Janet Jackson thing, the story came out a couple days ago with the whole Janet Jackson back with the Super Bowl. How he's the one that orchestrated her being blacklisted everywhere. Yeah, because she refused to apologize to him. So he basically put a nail in her coffin, but would not let her be on the Grammys would not like call record companies, like that whole thing, like really orchestrated it. Wow. And then they showed a clip of Julie Chen on the talk talking about Janet Jackson, and Julie Chen, that's when I first looked at Julie like, wow, you knew, because she was like, well, Janet never apologized, so.
She knew.
And then the other person was like, yeah, I think she apologized.
She did, like, but no, she had to do a whole statement and shit.
She was on TV.
She's the only one who had to do a statement, right. Not the dude who took the shit off her fucking breast.
Right.
Nobody else gets punished.
So it came out, I think that when that came to light is when he was let go. He was let go the next day. Oh. Because that whole thing with Janet came to light, and it was like, that's when they started. They're talking about on the talk this year, right. Because Justin Timberlake made his return back, and you could see Julie was very like, she was dissing Janet without like the underhanded, without really.
This is what's so hard about, like, because you never really know someone.
Right.
You think about a spouse.
I don't like Julie, by the way.
I don't like her. I know you do, but I don't like her. I'm not her fan. I've never been her fan. I think the thing with her, she does a lot of underhanded compliments, where she'll say like, whenever I try to watch her fucking show, she makes a point to let you know where you stand.
Right, I see what you're saying.
And I hate that about people. Again, issues.
But this is the thing too. I've always felt that she was the reason why Leah Remini and Holly Robinson Pete were not on the show.
She's definitely the reason.
You know, but it's like, it's a weird thing, because like I said, I'm a fan of hers because I watch Big Brother.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes me wonder, like, now I feel some kind of way, because I'm like, with the talk, is this show going to get off the air now? Because this was her show. Big Brother, they're not going to get rid of Big Brother. They'll have to find another host, but can't imagine somebody other than
they might punish her with one show, maybe not two.
She might not want to come back, though. $800 million. Yeah, even if she divorces her husband, how much of that is hers?
Do they have a prenup?
They probably do, but they've been together. She has a son.
Long, yeah.
They have a kid together. They've been together like
have 13, a baby by me, be a millionaire.
Yeah, exactly. And the prenup is probably a good prenup.
Yeah.
You know?
With a payout.
And nowadays, prenups don't mean anything.
Nothing
people
means
are breaking
anything.
them left and right.
But think about that. Like, so you ever like, someone has done something just so completely grotesque as a human, and you have that spouse, and I always say you're 1% of each other. You know what I mean? And I find myself constantly like don't fuck up the 1%, dude. Like, don't have me out there, people looking at me like that. But when it comes to, I have 100% confidence, and I really hate to put it that way. I have 90% confidence, because, you know, I got to give myself a margin of error, that my dude is not out there being this disrespectful and disgusting to other people. But he will be disrespectful to another dude. Meaning, like, if he doesn't like the way you're talking to him.
I've seen him be very disrespectful, but I've never seen him be like a creeper, sexual harassment.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. No, but I mean, like, so if another dude is being disrespectful to him, he will do the same. But as far as to another woman, creep and sexual, never.
Yeah, I can't
even imagine that. But I also see the way he parents.
But like what you were saying, like, Julie had to know.
I think she knew. And
like and I didn't think about it when you said like how you got him.
How he got you. It's dudes don't, like, first of all, you never know if that's gonna be the one you end up with.
Right.
You don't know first sight. So how did he get you?
Most people don't. You did.
Stop it! Oh my gosh, you're killing me, Smalls.
13 years ago.
So, but I think about that. Like, she knew some of it, and the way he came home to talk, like, maybe she didn't know all these women.
Yeah, she probably didn't. It's like Tiger's wife probably didn't know. It was like, damn, 14
Do you remember
chicks?
when that story first came out? We were like, oh my gosh, you never leave a woman like that. Takes rips you out of the car to save your life, and then you come to find out that she was about to kick his ass.
Yeah, that's
because she found out, and you're like, oh.
It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, all right then.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I hope you beat his ass then. You should have left him in the car.
Like, oh man, she's a ride or die.
She's a ride or die.
And then that story quickly flipped.
And then you're like, oh, she about to die him.
Right.
Good for her ass.
Some of these dudes ain't shit. There's a lot of good dudes out there, but
a lot of them ain't shit.
But like, you have a good dude, you know. But there are a lot of guys that have a lot of fault with them.
Yeah.
And the fault is something you, as a woman, you have to say to yourself, is it okay? Can I deal with that fault?
Yeah,
And if you
everybody.
can,
Then
cool.
Then
And
cool.
Julie obviously felt that the sexual harassment part of Les Moonves was something she could deal with. The money was enough. The job and the notoriety was enough.
Was enough.
So.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, Julie.
Damn, Julie. Maybe we'll see you. I like Big Brother. And
Maybe they
Talk,
kick
though.
her off the talk, and then keep the talk with other people.
Yeah, you never know.
How you know what's so funny? I'm thinking to myself, they kick off Julie and bring back Leah and Holly.
Oh my gosh, right? But I don't want them on there.
T-
Leah was
together,
a little too much,
she's
though.
too much,
She's
yeah.
too much.
She's a lot.
Leah's
extra.
a good guest.
Leah. Let float it.
Let her
in
be
and
the
out.
first guest with the new host. You know?
She has some people have big personalities, but there's people that with suck out the room at the same time.
That's her.
Yeah, she needs
That's
to
her.
bring it down. I feel like that's J-Lo.
And how do they get along? They both suck in air,
Oh,
right?
I know.
Like Jennifer Lopez to me is the friend that I could never be friends with because
No.
she's like constantly in the mirror type friend.
Did you?
That chick.
She's the type. Remember? Did you see that little clip that Leah put? She was like, Jen calls me to meet her at the pool. Look how this bitch comes, and she's got all this jewelry on.
Yeah.
A term. She's like, what? Like she's that bitch that's like,
she's
oh, it's
that-
casual. It's casual.
Yeah,
And this
exactly.
bitch is like
Wearing
in
high
fucking
heels and
Versace
stuff.
and.
Well, I'm thinking
Fuck
about your
her.
mother walking in the beach carrying the champagne glasses. So I mean,
Yeah, but
remember
she was.
when I had
Yeah,
a
she
picture of her
was
wa-
extra.
she
Yeah,
was-
she was
a little
extra.
extra.
Yeah.
But it's okay to
But
be
that
extra.
bitch worked for it though.
It's okay, but
Yeah,
Jennifer
so-
Lopez worked for it. It's not like she
No,
actually
fuck
put
her.
in work. You know, say what you
Yeah.
want to say.
No, yeah.
But it's just there's just certain people you can't fuck with because I want to wear sweats.
Yeah,
And
there's a certain
now I
level
look
of
like
extra that I can't fuck
I look
with,
like
yeah.
your housekeeper because you have on pumps and rouge.
We're just trying to watch Housewives.
Exactly.
Stupid ass.
Anyway, well, good show.
Good show.
I think this is our longest show.
Oh.
Yeah, we need to end this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, homie, you're enough.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you. Talk to you next time. Oh, where can they find us?
Yep, yes, 18.
Holla, we're back, bitches. What?